What if I told you there's a flagship phone that quietly delivers mind-blowing battery life, a design that feels like pure premium luxury, and a camera system that still punches way above its weight in 2026? But it's basically a members-only club. Most of you watching from the US or Europe can't even buy it officially. That's the Huawei Mate 80 Pro, and honestly, it might be the most frustratingly awesome phone I've tested this year. Let's talk about this thing. I've been a die-hard Mate series fan ever since the Mate 20 Pro dropped back in 2018 and completely blew my mind with its innovations. So when the Mate 80 Pro landed, I was excited to see what Huawei had cooked up after all these years. First off, the biggest new thing isn't even a spec. Unlike every Mate before it, this one is finally going global, kind of gradual rollout across Asia and the Middle East, but Europe and North America still locked out. So if you're in the States right now, you're probably already feeling that pain. That's the niche part of this niche flagship. Design-wise, Huawei finally stepped into 2026 reality. Gone are the curved edges from previous Mates. This thing is all flat sides, flat screen, flat back. It feels incredibly premium in the hand. Surprisingly compact for a 6.8-inch phone, and at 219 grams, it doesn't scream brick. The aluminum frame has this glossy finish that tricks your fingers into thinking it's stainless steel. The back is glass fiber reinforced plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. And the whole front is protected by Huawei's Kunlun Glass 2. The camera bump? Massive circular island with the XMAGE logo right in the center. It's bold, it's different, and I kinda love it. Unboxing is actually generous by 2026 standards. You get the phone, a clear silicon case, the full 100-watt charger brick, yes, still included, USB-C cable, and even a pre-applied screen protector. Zero extra purchases needed. I literally powered it on and started using it right away. The display is straight up gorgeous. 6.8-inch LTPO AMOLED, 120 Hz, for 160 ppi, vivid colors, crisp text, and it gets plenty bright outdoors. In my tests, it matched the best flagships I've used this year. Minimum brightness is a little high at 1.9 nits, but honestly, you won't notice unless you're in a pitch black room. Biometrics are interesting. Huawei still has that Face ID style 3D TOF sensor on the front, dual 13 megapixel cameras with a depth sensor in between, which feels super secure. But then they stuck a side-mounted fingerprint scanner on the power button. It's fast and reliable, but I was genuinely surprised they skipped the under-display ultrasonic everyone else uses now. Now cameras. The system is basically unchanged from last year, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. 50 megapixel main with that variable f per 1.4 to f per 4.0 aperture. I'm pretty sure it's the same big 1-inch sensor vibe as the Pro 80 Ultra. 40 megapixel ultra wide, and a 48 megapixel 4x periscope telephoto. Samples I took on a gloomy afternoon still look fantastic. Natural colors, tons of detail, no weird over-sharpening. Ultra-wide holds up surprisingly well too. 4x zoom is sharp. 10x gets a little processed but still usable. Selfies are solid, and the wide-angle mode is great for group shots. Video tops out at 4K, but it's buttery smooth, great stabilization, accurate colors, and you can swap lenses on the fly without drama. Performance is where things get real. Inside is the Kirin 9030, Huawei's last in-house chip on a 6nm process. In synthetic benchmarks, it sits around Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 territory, which in 2026 is not exactly flexing. It heats up and throttles in heavy gaming. But here's the thing, guys, in day-to-day use this phone flies. No lag, no stutters, scrolling, multitasking, everything feels flagship smooth. I threw everything at it for a week and never once felt like it was struggling. 12 to 16 gigs of RAM and up to 1 terabyte storage help a lot. Software is EMUI 15 on the global version. It's polished, familiar, and actually pretty nice to use. But yeah, no Google mobile services out of the box. Your web apps, side loading, or third-party stores. Huawei's own Celia AI assistant is here, and it can do some cool tricks like pulling objects out of photos or real-time translation, but it's still pretty basic compared to what the Chinese HarmonyOS versions get. Update situation is vague. Huawei says lifetime support, but the fine print basically means they'll fix bugs and keep the App Store running. New major EMUI versions? Not guaranteed every year. Battery life, though? This is the part that still blows me away. 5,750 milliamp hours in a relatively slim body. I'm getting 2 full days easily with heavy use. In my benchmark, it ranked third among every phone I've tested in the last 2 years, even beating some monsters with 7,000 plus mAh cells. 100 watts wire gets you full in about an hour, and 80 watts wireless works great if you grab a proprietary puck. Audio is surprisingly rich for a stereo setup, good bass, no distortion at max volume, and haptics are strong and precise, though you can't tweak them. So the quick pros list: stylish new flat design, gorgeous display, excellent camera system, and that insane battery life. Cons: availability is a total pain outside Asia and the Middle East. The chipset isn't 2026 flagship raw power, and the software support picture is still a little cloudy. Look, the Mate 80 Pro is a genuinely great phone. At around $1,000, it delivers a full flagship package with almost no compromises in the areas that matter most to daily users: screen, camera, and battery. If you live in one of the supported regions or you're willing to import and deal with the Google-less experience, it's still a fantastic buy in 2026. But for most of you watching in the US or Europe, it's probably smarter to look at the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the latest Galaxy S, or whatever Pixel flagship is out right now. Those give you full Google integration, easier availability, and raw performance that the Kirin just can't match on paper. The Mate 80 Pro feels like Huawei is saying, we're still here and we're still excellent. But only if you can actually get one. Would I buy it myself? If I lived in Dubai or Singapore, absolutely. From my couch in the States, I'd admire from afar and probably grab something more practical. What about you? Drop a comment. Would the battery life and design tempt you enough to import one? Or is the whole no Google thing a hard pass? Hit like if you want more deep dive comparisons. And I'll see you in the next one.